Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning out there. Today, I am going to be talking to you about my life and my experiences. So far, that's what I'm going to be talking to you about. Today, I'm just having my coffee right now. My story is very simple, and I think you're gonna like this. Cause I grew up, cause this has something to do with sports. Um, I've actually had a lot of good experiences going to Mariner games. Um, I had high, cause I grew up around baseball, and that's my main sport right there is baseball. Um, and I have to tell you that when because I actually have gone and just a couple of years ago, I actually went to my very first NFL game, and that was between the Seahawks and the Chargers. Oddly enough, oddly enough, the Seahawks won that game, and I was like, I think that might be my second. I think this might be my second best to actually try to see if I can actually go to another Seahawks game. So I'm going to talk to my dad about that and see if he's willing to try that again. I'm going to ask my dad and see if he's willing to try that again to do another Seahawks game because it's the first time I actually went to that. I really had a good time there. I had a good time. It was fun. I couldn't believe that, but I gotta tell you what, when they say that the Seahawks fans are loud, they are loud. And believe me, I know. I am a Seahawks fan. I also grew up around football as well, and I grew up around the NFL too. So, so to say the least, I am a big Seattle Light fan. So, um, I don't know where my Seahawk hat went, but oh well. As you can tell, I am a really big diehard Seahawks fan. So, and I am also a big diehard Mariners fan, and that's my first sport that I actually grew up around. And I went to my very first game. I think it was in 1994, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, there. I can't remember if it was actually 94, but it was. I gotta tell you, that was the first game that I went to was fun. It was absolutely a lot of fun. Cause I got a chance to see the Mariners win against um, was it the Angels? I can't remember what what team we were playing that day. Um, I can't remember that part though, but I do remember who was on the mound that day for us, and I remember it very vividly. And a lot of Mariner fans probably will tell you the same thing that was a very good game. For anybody that was actually there watching it in person, they'll tell you that it was a really good game, a really good game. And and I remember who it was, and his name was Chris Bosio. And I gotta tell you what, he threw a dandy of a game. He was pitching. He pitched a really good game that day, that night. So and I used, I used to be a Sonics fan, but it started sucking when I by the time I got to my high school years, and they started sucking big time. but I still kind of figured it was still watched. And then I finally just kind of grew out of that. So like I said, I don't watch basketball all that much. I don't watch basketball that much. I only watch it every once in a while to feel like if I don't have anything else to watch. So I will just watch basically what I want. So, but now, but for that that brings me into the next conclusion. Um, I don't know if my dad knew this, but because I actually had the ball hidden in the bag that I got. Because when my dad left, I was actually because my dad went to get something, and this was off of Ichiro, and keep in mind this was Ichiro at bat, so and Ichiro was at bat for this particular time at this time, and I was sitting probably about right around the third base, right down the third baseline, and and he took a slice and shot the ball right into the stands, which I actually caught barehanded. I couldn't believe I barehanded it. I was like, ah. And I didn't have time to get my glove out, and I didn't have time to pick up my glove, so I was like, and I just snatched it right out of the air. Barehanded. Can you believe that? Barehanded. I couldn't believe it. I had like a red mark in the middle of my hand for the rest of that night. So yeah, that kind of stung a little bit. But the hits only stung for just for like 2 seconds, and then it went away. But I gotta tell you, that was a price of intermission. And then 2 seconds later, he did it again, but it came up 2 rows short of us, and actually ended up in somebody's drink. It actually ended up in somebody's drink. So that was pretty funny. I was like, jackpot in a hole in one. The guy looked at me. He was like, "A hole in one is right." It went right into his drink. I was laughing like crazy. I couldn't believe that. I was laughing so hard that time. I could not believe that. So that was both of those were off of Ichiro. Both of those were from Ichiro. So that was kind of funny. In a way, it was kind of priceless too. So, but mine was actually pretty good because I actually barehanded it. I couldn't believe I barehanded that. I was like, what the heck? But that was kind of funny. But yeah, it was kind of fun. And I still have that ball to this day. So that was a treat though. So, and that's my story. That's my backstory right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. If you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you liked it, give me a big thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.